Good afternoon, everyone. I want to call the Board of Directors meeting for the Drainage District to order. We'll start with a roll call to establish quorum.
Good afternoon, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Richard Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum of 3. But would you please lead us in today's prayer?
Certainly will. Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's say a quick word of prayer today. Father God, we continue to ask you to fill our cities, county, state, and national political with wisdom, understanding, discernment, knowledge, forgiveness, faithfulness, humility, and dignity. Continue to thank the men and women who serve our local community. Is it on? Sure? Okay? Okay. We continue to give thanks to the men and women who serve our community in leadership roles and their families. Father God, grant them peace when the work takes them away from their families. Continue to pray for our judge and four commissioners you've appointed to lead this great county of ours. We pray for our mayor, school board members, city council, police chiefs, district attorney, sheriff, and judges, and all who serve our local communities. Grant them abundant wisdom, favor, increase their faith, and prepare them to pursue your excellence. Strengthen them with integrity and character to act righteously. Draw them to you and cause them to know you, fulfill your purposes. Continue to place people in their path that will provide scriptural, sound, and godly counsel, but without your counsel, their plans will not arrive. Provide them daily reminders of why they decided to dedicate their lives to public service and use that commitment to encourage them. Deal with our leaders about keeping their hearts and motives pure. We ask you to make their hearts pliable, willing, and obedient to your will. Cause each of their lives to glorify your name. Matthew 11:11 states, "Truly I say to you, among those born of women, there has not risen anyone greater than John the Baptist. Yet whoever is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he." Jesus, you tell us that not only is John the Baptist the greatest of the prophets, but he's also the greatest every person ever born on earth. Yet he's no greater in either status or knowledge than those who will stand in the kingdom itself. As your word tells us, the one who exalts himself will be humbled, but he who humbles himself will be exalted. Lord, help us today to see the way to greatness is by not asserting, exalting, or focusing on ourselves. Help us to see the way to greatness is by humbling ourselves and denying self, and exalting you. Scripture reminds us the more we seek you, the more we'll find you. And then we seek you in everything we do when we always work is working for you. We ask all this in your son Jesus' name. Amen.
Yeah. Thank you, Raul.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, for those in the audience, thank you for attending today's Drainage District meeting and afterwards Commissioners Court. A friendly reminder for those in the audience, if there's a conversation to be had, I respectfully request that you take the conversation outside and then return back into the courtroom. I am also asking that you please mute, silent, or turn off your cell phones. If you do have to have a call, to take a call or make a call, I respectfully request that you take that conversation outside and then re-enter the courtroom. Thank you.
Did anyone sign up for open forum?
Yes, sir, Judge. We do have one participant for Drainage District.
Okay. Would you please call that individual?
Yes, Ms. Fern McClarty. Ms. McClarty, there is a 3-minute time limit. When I will advise it when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
Well, it won't take very long. I normally am here griping because y'all are not doing the right thing for the people. Is this working? Because the little light just went out.
Yes, we can hear you.
I understand that the Drainage District is going to lower their tax rate from $11.39 to, yeah, hold it. It went red, then it went black. I broke it, scared it. Well, see, because I'm going to get things. The Lord is saying, no, Fern, no.
You want to start again while they're with the times?
Yes.
Still not working?
Sure. There you go.
It's working now.
There you
Go
go.
ahead.
Go ahead, Ms. Fern.
No, it went off again.
Okay, it's probably the battery. That's fine. But I do believe everybody can hear since.
With me, my voice, they can still hear no matter what. Anyway, today I just wanted to thank the Drainage Department. I understand they're going to lower the tax rate from .1139 to .1123. The people that live here in Hidalgo County that own any property, whether it's business or homestead, are really having a hard time, and that's all we ask. When and if you can lower the tax rate. So, again, I wanted to thank the Drainage Department for doing this, and y'all will find out about it in a few minutes. But I do give praise when things have the ability to be praised, and otherwise, no. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next item is your approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, sir. Consent agenda, we have approval of check register. We also have approval of payments. Everything has been done. We do have an item that needs to be removed from the consent agenda, sir. Item 2A3. We recommend approval of the consent agenda, but removing that item, sir.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, consent agenda item 2A3 for the Drainage District. Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Fuentes abstained from any discussion or action on this item.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, Judge.
Next item is item 5.
Thank you, sir. Discussion and update. ACD1 General Manager relates to pending construction ACD projects. Nothing really to report today. I think Commissioner Fuentes reported on our trip that we had a couple weeks ago regarding the reuse and desalination and our project that we're moving forward, which looks real good. We're going to continue to pursue funding from the Bureau of Reclamation in partnership also with the possibility of making some amendments to our current legislation with the FIF, related to the FIF and other options. So we're looking at different funding mechanisms to try to fund this project, which we believe, once in operation, it's going to be good for our area. So,
What is the volume that you all are estimating will come from this reuse?
we have 62,000 acre-feet of water available to us, Judge. So right now, we have programmed 3 plants, 2 in Hidalgo and 1 in Willits that are 5 million gallons per day, and then we have a third one in Hidalgo, it's a 3 million gallons per day. However, the availability of water, we have more than what we're proposing. So our hope would be that our system does run wet year-round, so we're able to generate that amount of water during the driest period. That's what the study was based on. So our hope would be that we can, once we're successful and be able to create these projects that provide water to our community, that we have enough water and go back to the process of adding other extraction points and so forth. So our goal would be to have those 18 million gallons per day combined, but at the same time look for the future to help self-fund, because remember, this project, once in operation, will create an opportunity for us to be able to borrow on the amount of money that we will be making. So it's a possibility. It's a good long-term focus the district has.
How would you measure any water that would come below the dams if Mexico were to release some? How would you account for it as to who would use it if that would be available?
Well, we don't really deal in that aspect of what water distribution comes from the river, because that's more of the IBWC issue, more of the water master issue. What we look at is our wet system that currently runs from basically 69C East. So there's not a measurement per se, because
But county, we're looking for different sources of water. I'm asking you, if we were to get water lower than from the dams, is there a way to account for it and we wouldn't lose it? Can we capture it and not lose it for it to flow into the Gulf if we were to get some?
And that's
my
what we're-
question.
yes, sir, that's what we're-
It's a technical question, not a
sure,
financial.
and that's what we're trying to do right now with that project, is because that is a flood mitigation project, and then, as I said, our system runs wet, so we're able to extract that water, but we can have an excess of that water when we do have those rain events, and hopefully they will come, and based on our improvements that we've been doing district-wide, we're in a better position for them. However, with that additional water in the reservoirs we're creating, along with the RDS, retention facilities, we'll have that extra water that perhaps we can work with the irrigation districts in the blending of that excess water that we have, because, again, our challenges are the saline in our water is very high compared to what the irrigation districts get. So,
I think I'm not asking a good question.
yeah,
If water flows to the river,
sure.
not from the dams, which we can account for and control the water coming in from the dams, correct? But water that will come below the dams is just gonna go into the river and flow down.
Right.
Okay. My question is, who would have a right to that water, to that new water coming in from an alternative source? And do you have a way of accounting for it? If you know.
No, I really, because our system, very, very minimal water west of our district line flows into the river. The majority of our water.
No, but the can is Rio San Juan. It's the San Juan tributary that normally doesn't come here, but it could come here.
Again, our system focuses on the northeast flow, but if we could account for the water, I'm sure we could figure something out, sir. Maybe I'm
Okay.
Yeah,
not
I don't-
equipped to answer that
So,
question
so
right now.
when you're referring to a dam, I'm not sure exactly what we're talking about here, because our entire system is just drainage district system that has nothing to do with the Rio Grande River.
Yeah, we have
Like
nothing,
zero.
actually, west of our system, water does go into the river, but the rest of it comes into our
But we don't
system.
have any existing dams in our ditches.
No, no.
So
It's okay.
Okay.
It-
Well, we can follow up directly, sir. I would love to answer your question, and we can definitely, if I better understand it, I can provide any data to help answer
Okay.
that question, sir.
We're still in item 5.
Yes, sir. And that was it, sir. Just a quick overview of what we have.
Then would you like for me to call the public hearing for the tax rate?
Yes, sir, please.
Right, I do be here, call the public hearing for the proposed tax rate for 2024 of .1123 for Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1. Is there anyone here to address us regarding our proposed tax rate? And we thank already one of the taxpayers for lowering the tax rate. Okay, hearing none, then I declare the public hearing closed. And we'll move into item 6AB.
Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1, 2025 budget. Number 1 is discussion, consideration, and action on changes to the 2025 budget. From last week's discussion, we made a few changes this past week. We adjusted the insurance premium. The county reduced the premium, so we made an adjustment to that. We have 2 additional administration reclassifications for engineering techs, Engineering Tech 1 to Engineering Tech 2. And we also changed the COLA for district retirees to 3% based on what the county is doing.
Thank you for working on what we're looking at too, and we work collectively instead of independently.
do you need action on that item?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 2 is adoption of the 2025 annual budget.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any discussion? Additional discussion?
Number
Motion
3.
carries.
Number 3 is approval of the compensation plan and grade and step salary schedule effective January 1st, 2025. That includes a 5% increase.
COLA increase.
COLA, I'm sorry.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 4 is approval of updated Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 longevity policy, subject to final legal review. And again, the longevity policy is increasing the amount that employees get per year from $60 to $120. And it's going, or it will be paid out at the end of the year.
This parallels a lot of other state agencies as well that do similar work. Obviously, there's other agencies that do this type of work, and it adds up, right? And we're proposing to also give it at year's end to kind of an incentive, and obviously if somebody leaves in mid-year, then it would just be prorated, but so they can feel it and they can say, hey, they're appreciating what I'm doing here longevity-wise, and I want to stay at the district and continue to work, right? So,
It's a big deal because a lot of people plan everything around their tax refund.
right.
So this is similar, but this is in the holidays and the most stressful times of the year.
Yes.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Approval of 3% COLA for district retirees.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The caption on item C should say adoption of Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1, 2024 tax rate instead of 2023.
So that is the correction?
Yes.
Yeah, the action item is labeled correctly. The header was a typo, and so that is the correction. It is 2024 tax rate. So,
Approval of an order setting the 2024 Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 tax rate at .1123 per $100 property tax valuation. The maintenance and operation rate is .0495, and the debt service rate is .0628 per $100 tax valuation.
I believe legal has some, certain language that has to be read in as part of the motion.
Just the highlighted
The
section.
highlighted.
I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 0.1123, which is effectively a 7.93% increase in the tax rate. Is that
Do we need a record vote?
We need a,
second? We need a second and
I
then,
make
by
a second,
Hickman.
but we don't need a record vote?
Yes.
aye.
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 aye. Let the record show that it was unanimous vote in favor of that tax rate.
Thank you.
From A, sir, item B1, request approval to accept bid and award construction contract to the lowest and most responsive bidder, Anakua Infrastructure LLC, in the amount of $137,627.62 for the project Curry Drain Metal Beam Guardrail Improvements Project, RFP number ACD 12404604828JS, as recommended project engineer, Mr. Ramnar Salduas from my office, subject to final legal review and compliance with House Bill 1295.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B2, pursuant to Texas Water Code 42273I, requesting authority for Drainage District General Manager to approve change orders that involve an increase or decrease in cost $50,000 or less, and no event exceed the change order's statutory limits.
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 7A, approve application payment number 4 in the amount of $11,358 from RDH Site and Concrete LLC, for construction contract CACD 1-21-047-1130, Jackson Road, Phase 2.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'll read items 2 and 3 as well, sir,
Go ahead,
if that's
please.
okay. Approval and acceptance of certificate of structure completion, certificate of construction completion from RDH Site and Concrete LLC, pertaining to construction contract CACD 1-21-047-1130, Jackson Road, Phase 2, and item 783, approve application payment number 5, retainage in the amount of $47,108.80 and $280.70 in interest from RDA Site and Concrete LLC pertaining to construction contract CACD 1-21-047-1130, Jackson Road, Phase 2. Items 7A, 2, and 3.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
7A3, 7A4, there will be an exemption.
yes,
No
Judge,
action.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action with respect to Drainage District Regular Agenda 7A4. Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is there a second?
Yes. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the
Thank-
record show that Commissioner Fuentes abstained from any action or discussion in this item.
8A, requesting approval of work session number 18 to provide construction material testing in the amount of $20,055.37 as submitted at BDZ Engineering, LLC, Philam Expressway Drain Phase 2, 2023 Bond Referendum Project Number 21, Contract C, ACD 1-23-036-07-25.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 8B, question authority advertising approval of procurement packet E's requirements, specifications, and plans for PHA Drain Expressway 83 to Erling Road, 2023 Bond Referendum Project Number 16, RFP number HDD 1-24-056-10, 16 ESZ, including the advertisement of the project. No bid, in the event no bids are received or rejected and project is still required.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item C, requesting authority to advertise and approval of procurement packet AE requirements, specification plans for the Mission McAllen Lateral Channel Improvements Project Phase 2, 2023 Bond Referendum Project Number 12, RFP number ACD 1-24-057-1030 ESZ, including the advertisement of the project. If no bids are received or rejected, and project is still required.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 9A and B, payments for approval of invoice number 1115-2024 RD in the amount of $93,571.94 for Nevada County Precinct Number 4 for pay periods 11 and 15, 2024. And 9B, payment approval of invoice number 13-2024 RD in the amount of $64,587.56 for Nevada County Precinct 4 for pay periods 13, 2024.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
We do have one item, sir.
Okay, pursuant to Chapter D of the Chapter 551 of Texas Government Code, will be retired to closed session to discuss items under Section 551.072.074, possibly .071. Have a motion to do so.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I have 1:52 p.m. Okay, we're back from executive session. I have 3 minutes after 2.
Yes, sir, we do need action, on that item, on the claim, yes, sir, to authorize myself, General Manager, to proceed as directed.
Motion made.
Executive session.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you. I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion made.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And I would like to call the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court meeting to order. We'll start with a roll call to establish quorum.
Good afternoon, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
Richard Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum of 4. We have another commissioner that will be here in a minute. Today, we have a Marine helping us with today's Pledge of Allegiance. We have Tony Vargas. He served from 2002 to 2006 as a Marine, and he was a recipient of the National Defense Service Medal and also the Expert Rifle and Pistol Marksmanship Badge. He currently serves as our local community as a criminal investigator with the Sheriff's Office. Tony, would you please lead us in today's pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And thank you very much for your service. We also have Ida Trejo. She is our Hidalgo County Domestic Relations Officer. Ida, would you please lead us in today's prayer?
Yes, good afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. Let us pray. Lord, we pray for our judge, commissioners, and the citizens of Hidalgo County. Thank you for our community and for the ways we help one another. We pray for your guidance and protection as we continue to grow together as a community. For this we pray. Amen.
Judge,
Thank you. Thank you, Ida.
Judge, Commissioners, with your
Go ahead.
permission. For those that just entered the courtroom or for those that weren't in attendance earlier, it's a friendly reminder, if there's any conversation to be had, I respectfully request that conversation be held outside and then re-enter the courtroom. I am also respectfully requesting that any cell phones to please mute, silent, or turn off. If there is a phone call to be had or to be made, I am respectfully requesting again that you please take that conversation outside and then re-enter the courtroom once finished. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is the approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, Judge, Commissioners, all is in order.
Motion to approve.
My apologies. We do have a public participation form on consent agenda, item 9A3 and 9F2. For Ms. Fern McClarity. Ms. Fern?
Yes, I was wondering if you could tell us and kind of explain what this is and what the estimate value of the product that's going up for auction. Do I do the second one or wait till
No,
y'all
with
discuss
respect
that?
with respect to the action item on that, Exhibit A lists the items that are being declared surplus for purposes of being disposed through an auction.
Right.
Okay, so with respect to a dollar value, I don't have that cumulatively on, with me, but I'd be more than glad to get you the
Okay.
estimated cost. But
And then they wondered where the county got this. I said, I don't know.
No, this is through acquisition over time, Ms. Fern, either through a purchase requisition, a purchase order, some donation that's seen its useful life. Again, in general terms, it's been acquired over time by the county.
Okay, am I reading it right? This is 9A3? Because in the back on one of the pages, it says there are 34 plastic containers with silver coins.
Oh, okay. Then you're talking about, that, with respect to what you just mentioned, and this could be things of value that were seized,
Okay.
okay? Because we would not have.
Well, that's why I told him I didn't know I would ask, because it does talk about 9 containers of silver. We didn't know what beads were, but I said, well, let me ask. I don't know if someone lose their necklaces or something.
Yeah, those are things of value that were acquired probably through seizures, and they're being auctioned off.
All right, that's that one, thank you. And then the next one is 9F2. And I got a call, and I was asked, are we now paying for people to take their TB shot? And I thought, oh my God, I remember going to school and they're doing it. So I said I would ask, because it looks like it's $5,000 for that, and then to ensure mask fitting interpretation, $1,000, and then to mail out to the clients about the TB important data or whatever, $500. So that's $14,740. But my main question that I got was, are we paying people to get their TB shots?
This is a grant, isn't it?
Yes, it's through our one of our grant agencies.
Okay, but still, where does the grant money come from? It's usually federal money.
The
So I
state of
said I would
Texas.
ask, because this credit cards, it looks like on the backup.
All right.
Is that right?
Yes,
All right, thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
It's a grant to do what they're doing here.
Yes. This has been done before.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Does that conclude our consent
Yes,
agenda?
my apologies. Yes, Judge, that does conclude our consent agenda.
Okay, next item is open forum.
Yes, we do have open forum, and so I'd like to remind the public that they're always welcome to participate in public forum. They need to be familiar with the rules of decorum, which prohibit direct and indirect personal attacks on members of the court or any county individuals. The comments made should also pertain to county business and cannot be threatening in nature. We do have participants under open forum. Ms. Fern, okay, you consent agenda. Okay, our first participant is, we have 5 participants, and our first participant is Ms. Fern McClarty. Ms. McClarty, there is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
Commissioners, here we are again when you tell us that keeping the existing tax rate of 57.5 cents per $100 value is great for the people. Taking more during a recession is not great, and keeping the rate at 57.5 is taking more. This commission has an opportunity to lower the tax rate and get the same amount of money that you got last year. It is called living within your budget, and most families do it every year. In the 2024 budget, this county increased property taxes by 15.3%. Think about it. The county increased property taxes by 15.3%. Who do you know that got a 15.3% salary increase in 2024? So where does this increase come from during a recession? It comes from a decreasing family budget, and the result is that the school district must feed their children. But the increase of 15.3% is not all the bad news. This county commissioners court has a majority influence on who is appointed to the appraisal district board. The annual property value increased by the appraisal district adds to the process of taking money from the people. It is a property owner does not protest their appraisal district values, he may end up paying 20% annual increase, if not more. If you live in Edinburgh, there are 6 taxing entities that will raise our tax rates. By point is that it is important for all taxing bodies to take only what they need to perform vital function. When they take more, we end up with a monument to the poor leadership like the courthouse across the street. All I want the people to do is understand that the people of Hidalgo County pay $33 million a year for the bonds that have been sold. I did not say that they were all for the courthouse, but when the bill comes due, it doesn't matter what you did with the money. When the people are still paying $33 million for the next years. In reference to the tax rate, the people appreciate if you would take and only take the amount that you took last year. And our question and prayer is that you will, and I pray that the people will pray for the Israel right now as they're in dire need of God. And you could lower the tax rate to 0.1087 and bring in the same amount of money as you did last year. So like I said, I thank God that the Drainage District did it. Let's see if the county cares. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Our next participant is Ms. Diana Teeter. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Diane Teeter, Professor Emerita of Biology at STC. And I am retired back in 2019, briefly before COVID hit, and I want to thank all of you for doing a tremendous job during that time. Also, I'd like to thank you for doing your job every day, because you deserve to be compensated, and our tax rate should be what it is, because we need to invest, not just scrape by, but invest. So, since Ellie Torres is my commissioner, I went to see the website to see what exactly, besides getting informed from my commissioner, are your duties. We have infrastructure improvements you've done, including paving and improving over 64 county roads, installing streetlights. We have a master plan for Hidalgo County Parks, Recreation, and Open Space. Thank you. We need to think more about green drainage and not drainage projects themselves. We need to have more public transportation. And I'm asking not for roads, but maybe as they do in the big cities, New Jersey, New York, Dallas, where I have lived, we have railroads that are speedy. All right. You can even take a bus from the Vaquero bus from Edinburgh to Brownsville. You can make it in an hour and 15 minutes. So public transportation we need more of. My commissioner is educated. She's come from 24 years of experience in the educational sector, so thank you.
1 minute.
And I'd like to say that I appreciate that you are thinking about investing in human capital, the people that work here, the people that have vision, the people that are able to get the grants that are necessary in order to raise up our entire population. So thank you, and I agree with the tax rate as it has been proposed.
Thank you, ma'am. Our next presenter is Mr. Gustavo Chapa. Mr. Chapa, there is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there's 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
Thank you very much. Honorable Judge, Honorable Commissioners, and Honorable Miss Ellie, good to be here. I'd like to thank you for serving as our public servants. You see, we don't work for you, you work for everybody here, right? See? Okay, thank you. You are public servant, stewards. The Bible describes that a steward is in charge of certain responsibilities. For example, our tax dollars. You as managers are to take care of the citizens' collected tax dollars. And you're responsible for the full care distribution and said resources and are accountable to the people. Yes. The term steward in our Holy Bible is based on the Greek word oikonomos, which means manager of affairs. That's what you all are, right? Over the past 10 years, or maybe more, all tax appraisal increase in value dollars have never been credited to us taxpayers. You haven't said, oh my, now we got, appraisal district went up, we now have 10% more dollars. You know what, Ms. Ellie, commissioners, let's lower the taxes. I haven't heard that. Our county budget is not adjusted for additional taxes collected. We have seen that your hearts, oh, this is going to be, I'm sorry, I'm going to say something not too nice. But I have to. We have seen that your hearts have no compassion for the poor people, for the taxpayers. Gentlemen, I ask God to give you your heart's compassion. You do not give us a discount. The taxpayers, there's a teacher over there, there's a lot of retired people here. They know how to grade. I'm not gonna give you my grade right now, but gentlemen, you can redeem yourselves by lowering our tax rate down. Now, you're gonna say, oh, Mr. Chapa, you're too drastic. I propose that you lower the county tax rate to 47 cents per 100 valuation. You're going to say, oh, that's not in our budget. But you can do it. You know what? I live in McAllen, and our mayor over there, what did he do? He lowered the tax rate. Please follow that. You don't have to make a full decision today. You can amend the vote today. You can postpone it till tomorrow or next couple of days. There's enough time before the tax rolls go out. So, in 1 Peter 2:17, what does it say?
That's time, sir.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Say the
Well,
quote.
I'm so glad
Say
that
the
God
quote.
is in, that you mentioned God in this court. That's it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next sorry about that, Mr. Chapa. Our next participant is Mr. Ramon Salinas. Mr. Salinas, there is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
Good afternoon to everybody. I just came here I'm just retired this year, and my taxes just went up. And what I would like is that if you guys could freeze them for the other people that we are retired, because we're not going to be getting any more raised. And this county is just raising up every year. And I'm looking that this county is getting a lot of houses, new houses every year. So that houses are more taxes for the county, at the end of the year. So that means more income for the county. What I would like to ask is if you guys could freeze them for us that we're retired and don't raise them up anymore, at least for us. I don't know the other. And I live in Precinct 4, and they just paved our street. Thank you very much. But they left a drain about 4 inches deep. And I called Precinct 4. They never listened to me. And that's why I'm telling you, letting you know, hope you can fix that, because all the water accumulates there, and it's dangerous for a kid that passes by with a bicycle. He can just fall down or trip over. And a pipe that's 8 inches on Sunday Street should have been removed and put a regular pipe so the water can drain through there whenever it rains, 18, 20-inch diameter. Right now it's an 8-inch pipe. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Our last participant is Ms. Marta Cantu. Martha? Ms. Cantu, there is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
Thank you. Again, my name is Marta Cantu. I'm a retired teacher, high school, retired teacher, and I just pray that you find it in your hearts to lower the taxes. And I don't speak only for myself, because I've been through a lot, especially this summer, when the rate went up for my taxes. And as retired teachers, we only get our retirement and that's it. So what some of us have to do is we have to substitute during the year so that we can make ends meet. And again, I thank God for each and every one of you, and I hope that you find it in your heart to do so. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. That concludes our open forum, Judge, Commissioners.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is item 6A, the Sheriff's Office.
Judge, Commissioners, good afternoon. Oscar Montoya, Chief of the Sheriff's Office, on behalf of Sheriff Jay Higuera. We're here, item 6A, we're requesting authorization and approval for Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office to sign required documents to enter into agreement with the LEO Technologies and the VIR system.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then also, item 6B, we're requesting approval of appropriation of funds in the amount of $31,000 needed for the purchase of the new uniforms for Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office to finish off the year.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Judge, Commissioners, thank you. God bless.
I want to move item 11A up so we can get Mr. Olivares back to work.
Sir, our hearing starts at 2:30, sir, so we
Oh,
still got a few minutes.
All right, then we'll go to Head Start so we can get Ms. Pena back to work.
Hello, Judge, and hello, Commissioners. It's been a good little bit since I've been here, so thank you for all of your support to the Head Start program. Today, we have on item 12A, request to purchase fire and security systems and monitoring services for fire and security systems, contract number 654-21 through the Hidalgo County membership participation with the Texas Association of School Board contract expiring on 11/30/2024. Request approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 12B, and this is the large one that we have every year. The Hidalgo County Head Start program is presenting the 2025 budget information for your approval and authorization to submit a grant application to the Department of Health and Human Services, Administration of Children and Families, Office of Head Start, for the amount of, the grant application is for $33,957,958 with a non-federal match of $8,488,489 with a total of $42,447,447, and also request to submit the application to the Texas Department of Agriculture for the amount of $3,760,890. And we are extremely proud to be able to provide services for 3,060 children in 28 schools with 9 partnerships within ISDs here in Hidalgo County, and we're very grateful for your support. Request approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Thank you.
carries.
Thank you.
Ms. Peña, again, I just want to thank you. You've been doing such an amazing job.
Well.
Everybody's so happy, and we want to thank you for your leadership and everything that you've done for our children, but all of our Head Start employees. I know that they're extremely happy with you and everything that you're doing. So thank you so much.
Well, I thank you for that, but quite frankly, it really is a team effort. We are extremely proud that all of our team members have really embraced the vision that we have, particularly our core values, children first always, and our parents have been extraordinary, and our policy council and our commissioners court, thank you so much. No one does it by themselves, and again, we just have an extraordinary team, but thank you for that. And I will pass on the congratulations to our team. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Judge, Commissioners, I want to echo that sentiment with Ms. Peña. She and I communicate regularly, and her team is extremely responsive with respect to any issue that comes up. So thank you, ma'am.
We'll go to item 7A before we go to the public hearing.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Fernando Gaitan for Councilman Martin Cantu with one item to present. 7A, requesting approval for an interlocal agreement between the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council and the County of Hidalgo by and through the Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 2 Office for the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement, TCO training reporting.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Item 8A, Constable Precinct 3. You're on mute. Well, let's go 9A, Constable Precinct 4.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Sergeant Barrera representing for Constable Gaitan. We have 9A, Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 4 AED grant application with 1, authorization and approval to apply for the AED grant with aedgrants.com, and A2, authorization and approval for Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 4 to sign as applicant the application and any related documents.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Whether you want to take 8A?
Judge, if I'm not mistaken, item 8A for Constable Precinct 3 under their truancy program 1285, there will be a no action this week on 1 and 2.
Okay.
And we are,
Let's just wait a minute and we'll take,
yes, we are about 40 seconds
Yeah.
from the start.
Mr. Lovato, you want to come over?
And prior to us getting started, we do have a public participation form on this agenda item from Ms. Fern McClarity.
Which item is it?
The one that we're about to start.
11A1.
A1?
It's 11A1.
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 A. Well, but hold on just a minute. I need to call the public hearing. It's already 2:30. I declare the public hearing open for the consideration of public comments concerning the amounts of mandatory payments required to be paid by paying hospitals to the district's fiscal year 2025, and how the revenues derived from those payments will be spent.
Okay, I don't have it in front of me, but I do have my question.
Right now, we have, do you have any public comments with respect to, on the agenda? I mean,
Yeah, on
for the
item
hearing.
number 11A1.
Right. Any public comments?
Yes.
Okay.
I have questions also. We know that the hospitals pay into a large amount, and like I said, I don't have it in front of me. But what we wanted to know is, do illegals receive benefits? And we also wanted to know the percentage is not very much, so we were looking about the 50% because of the net patient, because the net patient revenue was $2,382,637. And so we were just wondering, the hospitals get to keep a lot whenever there's a lot of poor people. So that was my question there.
Any other public comments?
Any other questions from the public on the comment?
Anyone else? Anyone else regarding the public hearing? Hearing none, then I declare the public hearing closed.
Judge, Commissioners, good afternoon. Myself and Ms. Lourdes Acevedo, our division manager over Human Services, Lulu has done a tremendous job over all these years in dealing with our 1115 waiver program and all our other programs. So I need to acknowledge her and Ms. Darlene Sarmiento Rangel on their tremendous work. Sir, today we're going to move on to item B's, consideration and approval of the mandatory payment to be assessed quarterly by Hidalgo County Health care funding district on net patient revenue on the institutional health care providers and how the revenue diverted from those payments is made. Let me explain what this is. Basically, this does not impact county funding. This does not impact taxpayer funding. This is money that was due to a law that was passed back in 2016 that allowed for a fee to be levied upon private hospitals. That fee would be levied based up to 6% of their stated annual revenue. That fee then would be collected by the county tax office. Then that would be turned over, pushed to the to the state, and then to the federal government, and then it would be returned with whatever additional multiplier would be given to the hospital. In this case, it's Hidalgo County Clinical Services Incorporated. No relation to the county. That is a private 501c3, totally separate from the county. So that's how that happens. I just want to make sure that the public understands that this is not taxpayer money. Well, not everybody knows that.
You have to repeat it every year, though.
Yeah, you know. And then, okay, so we move on. Then we want to item C, consideration and approval for Hidalgo County Tax Assessor Collector to collect the mandatory payment required by Hidalgo County Healthcare Funding District.
Eddie, do we need to take any action on B?
You could take action on B and C, but the D one is a real important one. So they're all important, but I'm just.
I'll make a motion to approve B and C, 11B and C, sorry.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
11D is consideration and approval to assess the mandatory payment amount. The amount by state law can be up to 6% of annual revenue. In this case, between 9 different hospitals, there is $2,382,637,011 in annual revenue. At the 6% rate, it would be $142,958,220, which would be a quarterly assessment rate of $35,739,555. This funding is to be used to deal with hospital services or hospital-type services through these facilities to help those who have uncompensated care, indigent care, or meet the needs for that they don't have the funding to pay for their hospitalization. This supports those families and those individuals.
And Eddie, is it your understanding that the hospitals ask whether you're a legal resident or not?
Sir, I do not know that answer. I know that there has been no requirement to ask about that. Recently, there was a direction put by the governor's office to all hospitals to inquire in that, but that is between the hospitals and the governor's office and their actions, sir. Not a requirement of the county.
Okay.
So an action
How
on
do you
that.
decide whether to do 6% or less? Do you work with the hospitals on that, or?
Yes, sir.
you
With
come
the
up with that
hospitals,
independently?
yes. They work with that. And they also work with the Health and Human Services Commission, the state organization that oversees all of this. And this is strictly for hospital-type services, sir. Am I correct now, Olivia?
This is a mechanism to take local money, leverage it, and provide a fund to pay for uncompensated time or services that the hospitals provide.
That is correct, sir. I mean, for many years, we were way, way underserved and did not have the resources to pay for inpatient hospitalization or hospital-type services. This mechanism, starting back in 2016, really assisted this from the private sector, and it is a fee that's being assessed.
And it is taxpayer funded, but not a Hidalgo County taxpayer. It comes from
the fees
National-
generated in the hospital.
Yeah, that's not taxpayer money.
That's not taxpayer money. That's fees, like if you go pay $100,000 for your hospitalization, a percentage of that gets in.
But the mansion does.
Yeah.
So what's your recommendation, Ed?
We recommend that we accept the 6% rate. And
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
item E, sir, is consideration and approval to set the quarterly assessment dates as quarter 1, November 30th, 2024, quarter 2, February 28th, 2025, quarter 3, May 31st, 2025, and quarter 4, August 31st, 2025.
Which are the same that you've been using?
These are what the state is recommending, so there might have been one of them is off a little bit, but that's the state recommendations.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you and have a blessed day.
Thank you. I believe next item will be 10A, Human Resources.
Good afternoon, Erika Reina for the Department of Human Resources. Item 10A, we do not need any action today. 10B, from ARPA for Precinct 3, approval of the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. The action is to create slot 0001, a Division Manager 1, grade 14, slot 0002, Administrative Assistant 4, grade 10, and slots 0003 through 0004, Clerk 3s at a grade 5. This is for the new Community Resource Center at Precinct 3. I do recommend approval.
Ms. Reina, Judge, Commissioners, we do have a public participation form from Ms. Fern McClarty.
Yes, we were just hoping that you would explain what all these resources are for and the advantage to the project.
This is for our new clinic that we're building on Oceanos Road, and we have a deadline to meet with some of our ARPA funds that we need to create these positions before, I think, December. So, and they're to serve our community with continuing education courses or getting our residents ready for employment. Some of our residents don't have either a GED or don't have the means to apply for jobs. And we're also trying to create partnerships with South Texas College and some of our school districts to come and give classes in our CSR building that we're building behind our clinic.
So that's what
that is
the Community Resource Center is. You said a clinic.
Well, we have our clinic, and this is a joint clinic. So it's a amazing project and we're going to be servicing just in that area alone over 7,000 residents.
Okay.
That's not including people that live in McAllen on 107 and the Pueblo of Palmas area that can come, and it's very close to 107, so the access to that facility is just going to be amazing for our whole area.
All right. Thank you.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Budget and Management. Mr. Soto.
Yes, good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Lago Soto, Budget Officer for Lago County. For item 13A, we have a public hearing.
Okay, I do declare the public hearing on the proposed 2025 budget open. Is anybody here to address us regarding our 2025 proposed budget?
Yes, we do have a public participation form, but right now, we have the public hearing. So, in general, yes, ma'am. Public participation from Ms. Fern McClarty.
Okay. Well, the only thing that we were asking and looking in the back, we always hear about step and grade, are the ones that are all the departments, is what they wanted me to ask, are all the county departments in the step and grade? Or is there certain ones that are not?
Yes. All county departments are part of the grade and step unless otherwise not authorized to be a part of the grade and step or by policy.
Okay, because the person had asked that every time we turn around, someone's getting a $5,000 raise or something, and I said, I don't know, I'll ask.
Yes.
Hearing no one else, I do declare the public hearing closed. We'll go to the next item.
Okay, item 13A2, discussion, consideration, action on changes and corrections to the 2025 proposed budget. Judge Commissioner, this is just updating, revising account numbers that was in the proposed budget. This in no way changes the overall budget that was proposed and filed at the county clerk's office.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 13A3, adoption of the 2025 annual budget at the department level.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any discussion?
And
All in favor? Motion carries. Next item.
all right, and lastly, 13A4, approval of Hidalgo County pay tables.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, now to item 13B. Number one is a public hearing on the proposed tax rate.
Okay, I now declare a public hearing on the 2024 proposed tax rate of .570 per 1,000, for 100 valuations, excuse me.
Judge, could you, kindly ask, could you repeat the tax rate proposed?
For a tax rate of .5750 per 100 valuation.
Thank you.
Oh, I got picked up the drainage district. Okay, because what we're asking and everything, and right now, that is the same, and we hear this over the years, oh, we didn't raise the tax rate, we left it where it's at, and most public go, oh, great, they did a good job. No, you didn't, because the property values went up so much. So again, we're asking for the people that came today and asked, because it's not just me that's always asking about it, but the property values could go actually as low as the tax rate to 0.1087 and bring in almost exactly what you brought in last year. And then I needed to find out all the new property added to the tax roll this year is even more than last year. Last year, there was 8,742,411. So you have that's that extra money I'm always talking about that the public doesn't know that's there, but you do. So with all that there, you could actually lower it a penny or two, half a penny, something to help the public, because like I said, you can. It is here that you could lower it. Thank you.
Yes, sir, the public hearing.
The Rio Grande Guardian, that magazine, it stated that in our county, that from 1/4 to 1/3 of the population lives in the rural area, non-incorporated. So that, I did my math, and there's about, what is the population, about 900,000 in here that we have? So that's only about 300,000 people. All of us living in town, we're 600,000 people. So what does the county give us, us that we live in town? Maybe the court system, the jail. You don't provide nothing else, right? Correct me.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chapa, the county does provide the infrastructure by which the residents use, which, i.e., the roadways.
Well, no. McAllen takes care of its own streets.
No. The answer was, from a county standpoint, they provide infrastructure by way of road maintenance, road construction, CRC, community services. There's a multitude of items that are provided by the county that all residents of Hidalgo County use.
Thank you. The way we look at it, we're subsidizing, us city taxpayers, we're subsidizing all this big budget, all this rural area. So why don't you have a two-tier taxing figure? Everybody lives in town, 25%, 25%. Everybody else pays the rest. Just a proposal.
Thank you, sir. Oh, yes, ma'am, public hearing. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Diane Teeter again. And once again, I would like to thank all of you for your hard work. That I have attended meetings where the county and the city have worked together, the MVP. There are many different areas. Once again, I think we need to invest in human capital. I am retired. I am on a fixed budget. But who isn't on a fixed budget, really? How many of us get regular increases? No, we're all on a fixed budget. So, yes, let's invest in our county employees. Let's invest in our county infrastructure in order to bring everyone up and tap into federal, state, city, local associations in order to make our Rio Grande Valley as good as it is today. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Me, Judge. If I'll go last, but anybody else before I speak? So a couple points. Unfortunately, we didn't create the way we tax the community. That's a state law that comes down from the state legislators, from the governor on down, number one. Number two, we don't decide whether appraisals go up or not. That comes from the comptroller, which comes from the state of Texas. And we hear about that every year, but there's always this misnomer that we have something to do with it because it says Hidalgo County Appraisal District. It's not us, it's the comptroller. They decide. The board doesn't even decide on that. Okay, but if you have a $200,000 home, if your $100,000 homestead exemption requires you to be taxed on the remaining $100,000, $575 goes to the county. If we were to lower the tax rate 2 cents, 3 cents, we would lower your taxes $30. Now, if all our costs were fixed every year, nothing would ever go up. Yes, it would be our responsible to really look to see how we can keep the tax rate flat, or in this case, reduce it. The problem is inflation. Inflation is one of the biggest deals we deal with. If we don't adjust our employees' salaries, then inflation will mean that whatever they're paid they're actually getting paid less because the price of consumer goods goes up. So one of the biggest things that we do is we look at our employees, and we're giving them a 5% COLA, even though the inflation rate has probably gone up 20%. So that 5% will allow them to try to catch up and deal with inflation. That 5% costs us $7 million. So it's almost impossible for us to go backwards. And that's just one expense. We have many other expenses that the state legislature provides to us. They don't ask us, they don't call us and say, hey, how's your budget doing? They just say, you know what? You're responsible to pay this. And it happens every year. And we're not complaining if they keep doing it and we keep adjusting. But we would love to lower the tax rate. We would love to save you $30. Unfortunately, we can't because of different factors, inflation being one of the biggest factors. I don't know what this board's going to decide, but I'm going to decide to leave it where it's at because we need to continue to take care of our employees and try to provide additional service to our constituents.
In addition to that, Commissioner, I've been on this board for about 8 years, and I can remember twice that we actually lowered the tax rate.
Correct.
So I think if you're going to make some comments about never having seen a tax rate, I think you're wrong. You can go back in the last 8 years and see 2 different times that we did lower the tax rate.
And I pay a lot of taxes. I mean, I probably pay more than most people. And I wish that they wouldn't raise the appraisals. I'm there fighting every year to try to keep appraisals down. But unfortunately, with what we're left here, we have to take that additional money to cover expenses that we don't have on an annual basis. Our expenses go up every year, unfortunately.
Well, I want to thank you. What was your name, sir?
Gustavo Chapa.
Mr. Chapa, thank you so much for being here. Let me tell you that 4 years ago, if you would have invited me, I would have been sitting next to you. Because I also, thank God, with sacrifice, I own a lot of property. I don't like to pay taxes. But let me tell you that what I have learned being here, living in Hidalgo County in Precinct 3 all of my life, I was not aware, and most people don't know, that I have in my precinct over 550 miles of unpaved roads that I cannot pave because I don't have the money to do so. It saddens me to see some of my residents that cannot have a barbecue out of their home. Not all of us have dryers in our home to dry our clothes. Some of these families have to pick when they're gonna wash their clothes because they can't even hang the clothes outside because of all the dust that is created by our dirt roads. And I can tell you that knowing how much every one of my employees make, let me tell you that all of us here, but I'm speaking for mine, that I have an extremely amazing team, which is your team, because I am your employee. And you're absolutely right. We work for you. And let me tell you, seeing them day in, day out work outside in the heat, and doing the work that we have been doing in this very short time that I've been here, for the amount of money that they get paid, it saddens me to know that I don't understand how they can provide for their families. When this is not good to say, but when maybe some of my credit card bills is in a month more than what they make in a year. And it's sad. So I agree with a lady here in the back. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your comments. We have a lot of work to do, and there is a big cost. One of the other things that none of us mentioned, but you did, is that we are not a city. We do not get any sales tax from hotels like McAllen, all the restaurants that they have. We only get the property tax. We are not allowed by state statute, if I'm corrected, to get any of those taxes. That's why some of the cities have been able to lower their taxes. What we did try to do, and all of us here held public meetings to educate our residents on some of the other costs that you're not thinking about, that you're paying for, our rural residents, is illegal trash dumping. And we're paying close to $10 million per year out of city residents that pay are having to pay for our rural residents on illegal trash. And we have been constantly trying to educate and pass as support from our state legislators and our senator. And we're very proud to have our senator. He supported this bill, but it didn't pass through the state, on trying to get some type of payment for our rural residents only to get a container for their trash. Every Monday, nonstop in my precinct, I have to go pick up trash that is illegally dumped in our rural area. And, there's people that, charge to collect trash, and they have these special traders that, they have pistons and they dump, and they'll just dump it in the middle of the road over Saturday or Sunday where, there's not a lot of people there, and it's a big cost. So we're trying, I know that I have an amazing team with our commissioner and county judge, and we're trying to be creative and trying to fight and trying to save money for our taxpayers. It's just, it's a little bit difficult. But I agree with you, and let me tell you that I would be there next to you, if I weren't here seeing what we have been able to go through and trying to balance a budget and take care of our employees. So, but I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Again, we are here for you and try to do everything that we can to lower cost and be creative. Thank you.
I'll just make a very short comment. You don't help the poor by lowering taxes. You help the poor by giving them an opportunity. Most poor people don't have a lot of property to be taxed. But the way you help them is you help them create that human capital that the lady talked about, and for us to be able to attract investment here so that we can have the jobs. We've done a pretty good job. We created some human capital, but we haven't done a good job in creating the jobs because many of our educated people left this area. They left this area because the jobs were not here. So our challenge are multiple challenges. Our challenges are social, infrastructure, environmental, financial. They're very complicated issues. You can't look at every issue from one aspect. It encompasses many aspects. I'm very lucky to also sit with these four tremendous commissioners, and I can tell you nobody cares more about you than these four people around me. No one cares more about you. But we are mandated to do certain things. We started off building a courthouse that none of us here decided where to build it, contracted, who contracted, or who made the contract where we're building it. We were told it was gonna cost us $150 million, and Network was gonna put $30 million. Well, it's not gonna cost us $150 million, it's gonna cost $192 million, and Network is not putting $30 million. If you do simple math, it's $72 million. So if you can sit here and tell us how you overcome these challenges. We also started a courthouse with one extra room, one extra floor that was gonna be future use. Well, the state gave us 4 more courts. So they were not for the future because the state said, hey, we're going to give you 4 more courts for you to fill out. So if you really want to be knowledgeable about criticizing what we do, then I suggest that you get your facts straight, because some of you do not have your facts straight. And if you would understand the burdens that we have to go through every year to do this, then I think you'd have a good opinion of us, because I have a good opinion of my 4 commissioners in how we're doing these things. I started here with a $29 million fund balance, and we're going to be at $118 million fund balance. We're going to use that to pay debt that we don't, that I think we have an opportunity to do that. So if you want to look at fiscal responsibility, look at sound economic theory, not subjective opinion. But I thank all of you for the opinions and the suggestions that you've given us. Will always be considered. Anyone else?
I'll just make a comment. I guess I'm the last one here, but I concur with my fellow commissioners here, and I want to thank them for all their hard work. I know that everyone is very cognizant of our taxpayer dollars, and I believe we are all good stewards of our taxpayer dollars, and we try our best, and I know we're all very transparent. We welcome you to our offices at any time, and we do thank you for being here, for being the voice of the community, and just, again, I want to thank my fellow commissioners and county judge for their hard work and dedication.
Thank you very much. Next week, I have good news for you.
We love good news.
Good news.
Thank you.
Lots of water.
Anyone else? I declare then the public hearing closed.
Yes, let's go to item 13B2, approval of order setting the 2024 Hidalgo County tax rates as follows in A, B, and C, and I believe there is some specific language to be.
Thank you. For item 13B2A, I move for the adoption of a maintenance and operation tax rate of 51.88 cents for each $100 of valuation of all taxable property for general operating purposes.
Can we just clarify that it's not 51.88, it's .5188?
It's, well, it was worded 51.88 cents, which would in dollar figures be .5188.
Okay, because it reads differently here on the agenda.
Okay, so
51.88 cents.
cents, not dollar.
Right, no, yes, I know.
51.88 cents.
Is that, you have a motion or
That is my motion.
second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We need a record vote.
Need a record vote?
Aye.
I'm in favor. Aye.
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 Let the record show it's unanimous. Ayes.
Thank you, Judge.
Motion carried.
For 13B2B, I move for the adoption of a debt service tax rate of 5.62 cents for each $100 valuation on all taxable property to provide sinking funds and pay interest on the outstanding debts issuances, which include both bond issues and certificates of obligation.
I'm in agreement.
Do we have a second?
A second.
All in favor, say aye. Start.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Let the record show it's unanimous decision. Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge. For 13B2C, on the total ad valorem tax rate, I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 57.5 cents for each $100 of valuation, which is effectively a 2.83% increase in the tax rate.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Let the record show that each individual voted aye. Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, could we have a record vote individually?
We did.
We did.
Yes. Oh, we did?
We did.
Yes. Is that, okay, that last part? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I believe that takes care of it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Item 14.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners, Mr. Guerra, Consul Viña, for the record, Ignacio Mesco from the Purchasing Department. Agenda item 14A1, requesting approval of the final negotiated AIA document, the standard form agreement between Hidalgo County and Minute Architectural Services in connection with the Hidalgo County Annex 2 Remodel Office Interiors Project. I recommend to approve.
Mr. Amesco, Judge Commissioners, we do have public participation form on 14A1 and the subsequent 14A2. Ms. Fern, 14A1.
Yeah, the 14A1, they were asking where is the property and what departments are going to be there.
Yes, on 14A1, the location is 1101 South 10 Avenue, Edinburgh, Texas. And it's a remodeling offices interiors for the Annex 2, Hidalgo County.
1101 South 10th in Edinburgh, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And the same with 14A2. Do you
Well,
want-
let's wait till we get to
Okay.
14A2 now. So 14A1, Judge, Commissioners?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Be pursuant to Article 1.1.11 of the AIA document, a standard form of agreement with Milnet Architectural Services requesting authority to engage subcontractor Simon Solorio P.
So move.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2A, requesting approval of the final negotiated AIA document standard form of agreement between Hidalgo County and Minute Architectural Services in connection with the Administration 1 Building Expansion Project.
Okay, Judge, Commissioners, we do have public participation form. Mr. Amesco on 14A2.
Same thing, where is the building and what departments are here?
Sure. 14A2, address is 2802 US 281 Business in Edinburgh, Texas. Will be the tax office, the purchase department, the planning department, and the marshal's department as well.
That's the administration building for Hidalgo County, ma'am.
All right, on McCall Road. No, because he said
No.
281
No,
close.
281 and Canton.
Oh, okay, all right, I know where, all right, I
Those-
couldn't understand,
where-
all
Where
right,
the tax office is at, planning, fire,
All right.
purchasing. Yes.
thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Be pursuant to Article 1.1.11 of the AIA document standard form of agreement with Milner Architectural Services requesting authority to engage subcontractor Simon Solorio P. Recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
14B for precinct 1, a requested section from computer video requirements from the Texas Local Government Code 262-024A for a personal or professional services.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, presentation of scoring grade for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commissioner's score of firms rated through the county's pool of pre-qualified professional services for Hidalgo County Precinct 1, Mercedes Gate Structure Stormwater Project. Do you wish to rank in the order of the score?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
C, requesting authority for the Hidalgo County Purchasing Department to negotiate a professional geotechnical and construction material testing service agreement, commencing with the number 1 round firm of LNG Consulting Engineers for the geotechnical and construction material testing service, Hidalgo County Precinct 1, Mercedes Gate Structure Stormwater Project. I do recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr.
14C.
Amesco, Judge, Commissioners, we do have a public participation form on item 14C1. Go ahead, Mr. Amesco.
Yes, 14C1 for precinct 2-1, requesting acceptance and approval of work authorization number 4 with an estimated cost of $279,264.40 as submitted by Project Engineering LNG Consulting Engineers to provide engineering services for the business 281 State Highway 107 intersection project with authority for the County Judge and Commissioner Precinct number 2 to sign all required documentation.
Okay, the question was, please explain, so that kind of did. And then the second question is, when will it start?
Mr. Amesco, do you have a timeline?
At this time, after being approved by Commissioner's Court, we will issue our letter and the notice to proceed probably in the following days to the vendor.
No, he said that after court approval, that within the next 24 to 48 hours, they'll issue a notice to proceed from the purchasing department.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Judge, Commissioners?
Have a motion and a second?
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
14D for Precinct 3, one, requesting acceptance and approval of the final negotiated on-call professional engineering service agreement with KCI Technologies for the highway safety improvement projects located within Precinct 3 on as-needed basis and ranking approved by Commissioners Court on September 3rd, 2024, agenda item 96587.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
14E for Precinct 4, one, requesting acceptance and approval of the certificate of construction completion from Morwell for the North Main Drain 3 Phase 2 stormwater project with the final payment of $149,889.49 as recommended by Engineer Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
14F, one for Health and Human Service Department. A, requesting acceptance and approval of professional engineering service final negotiated agreement with the Texas Infrastructure Development Group for the professional construction management service for La Mansión Health Clinic project in Precinct 3 as ranked and approved by Commissioners Court on August 20, 2024, agenda item 96329. Recommend to approve.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, requesting approval of work authorization number 1 with an estimated cost of $186,587.02 as submitted by Texas Infrastructure Development Group through Hidalgo County Professional Engineering Service Agreement to provide construction management service for La Mansión Health Clinic project in Precinct 3. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
14G for the WIC program, 1, requesting approval to purchase my telephone systems and accessories to Hidalgo County's membership with Sourcewell from Ridgeline Technical Services, DBA Ridgeline IT Solutions, in the total amount of $76,017.50. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
14H for District Attorney, 1A, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 262-024, A7A for an item that can only be obtained from one source, including item for which competition is precluded because of the system of patents, copyright, and secret processes or monopolies. Recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, requesting approval to enter into a 12-month software license agreement for 5 licenses with Hot Dogs Corporation, a subsidiary of Mitotech Holdings, in the total amount of $5,000.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you, Your Commissioners. Have a good day.
Do you want to go to closed session, Valde?
Yes, sir, we do have to go to closed session at this point.
Okay. Pursuant to Chapter 551 of Texas Government Code, we'll be retiring to closed session to discuss items listed under Code Sections 551.071, .072, .074, and .087. May I have a motion to do so?
Motion please?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I have 3:10 PM. Okay, we're back from closed session. I have 3:42 PM. We do have, I believe, one action item.
So Judge, Commissioners, thank you. Just to real quickly, going back to item 15A, 1, 2, 3, and 4, there's no discussion and/or action, so there's no. Item 15B is approval of resolution nominating candidates for the Hidalgo County Appraisal District Board of Directors for the 2025-2027 year. Our current board members are as follows: Albert D. Cardenas, Joe D. Olivares, Amador Requenes, Eddie Betancourt, and Richard A. Garza.
I make a motion to nominate all of those gentlemen.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that our county tax assessor collector serves as a member, but that's through his role as tax assessor collector, okay? And we will make sure that we get the appropriate paperwork back to the appraisal district. And there will be a subsequent action item on the actual votes for the nominees. Okay, thank you, Judge, Commissioners. And item, we have come out of closed session, item 16. Item, for the record, Judge, Commissioners, item 17A, there is no action to be taken. 17B, there's no action to be taken. So under item 18A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same, no specific action to be taken. 18B, pending and or potential litigation, no specific action to be taken. Item 18C is possible action to authorize a resolution of Hidalgo County Civil Service Commission complaint number Constable Precinct 1 C-06 and agreement number 0424 Constable Precinct number 1 T-007. Judge, Commissioners, I'm asking for the court to take action to resolve the commission complaint.
Motion made.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes.
Oh, I'm sorry, and with authorization for myself, Valdiguera, as the executive officer, to sign any and all pertinent documents towards that resolution.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Item 18D is consultation with legal counsel concerning the settlement of cause number C-3781-23-D, Marilyn Rodriguez et al. Versus Hidalgo County, pending in the 206 District Court of Hidalgo County. Judge, Commissioners, I'm asking the court to take action in settlement of cause number C-3781-23-D, Marilyn Rodriguez et al. Versus Hidalgo County, pending in the 206 District Court of Hidalgo County, and authorize myself, Valdiguera, as the executive officer, to sign any and all pertinent documents in settlement of.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item E is the claim of Maria del Carmen Castrejon. Judge, Commissioners, I'd like Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $571.44.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item F is claim of Sergio Caribales. Judge, I'm sorry, it's claim of Sergio Cabriales. Judge, Commissioners, I'd like Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $400.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
There is no action on item 19 and no action on item 20. Judge, Commissioners, before we adjourn, we do have Commissioners Court next week, October 1st. That is a morning session, 9:30 a.m. Drainage District Number 1 and 10 a.m. Commissioners Court.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.